space, we gon' let it shine, yeah. Saving our event space, we're gon' let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
I'm with the Global Women's Strike, and we're part of the Redstone. In fact, we're part of the Alliance for Social and Economic Justice, which is the third floor suite. We're here to press for the event space to remain as community space in the building. That's what this action is about today.
Comrades, good to see everybody out here today. I bring greetings from the San Francisco Labor Council, where we recently endorsed this action and support the preservation of the Redstone building.
Les traigo saludos del Consejo Laboral de San Francisco, donde hemos apoyado esta acción porque queremos salvar el edificio Redstone.
As we know, capitalism's greed knows no bounds.
La avaricia del capitalismo no conoce límites.
In San Francisco, capitalism's greed manifests itself in the tech industry.
Y en San Francisco, el capitalismo y la avaricia se manifiesta en la industria tecnológica.
With the jobs that have been stripped from working communities, the homes that have been stripped by Airbnb unchecked in this community.
Debido a los trabajos que han sido tomados y las personas que han sido desplazadas por la industria tecnológica, las casas que ya no están disponibles para las personas debido a Airbnb.
Taxi driver jobs stripped from the community, and the workers driving for Uber and Lyft, second-class citizens without contributions to Medicare and other benefits that are eligible for all other workers.
Los taxistas que han perdido sus trabajos, sus rutas, debido a otras industrias tecnológicas.
And recently,
los trabajadores de Uber y Lyft que han perdido, que son tratados como ciudadanos de segunda clase, donde no se les da contribuciones a otros beneficios como Medicare y otras prestaciones que tienen los trabajadores.
And recently with the automatic vehicles and the destruction of not just jobs, but of delivery drivers, but also the threat to public transportation. That's what capitalism looks like in this city.
Y recientemente con los vehículos autónomos que han causado la pérdida de trabajo para personas que son choferes que conducen, las personas que reparten nuestras comidas y compras. Y eso es la manera y también son un peligro para la comunidad en sí, con múltiples accidentes. Y eso es lo que ha sucedido debido a esta industria.
Tech, private equity, real estate investment trusts, they're doing everything they can to destroy this community, but their rapaciousness goes beyond just the jobs and affordable housing.
La tecnología, esta industria y otras industrias como la de vehículos autónomos, la de los inversionistas en bienes y raíces y compañías de equidad están no solo empoderándose de los trabajos y las viviendas, pero aún están haciendo más daño a nuestra comunidad.
Like the sister described earlier, they are attacking our culture and attacking our traditions. The traditions from the start of this building that live today here.
Y como dijo nuestra hermana anteriormente, están atacando a nuestras tradiciones, nuestra cultura. La historia que tenemos de estar aquí en este edificio, están atacando esto.
We have to stand against real estate interests, stripping us of our traditions, stripping of us our culture. That's what the Redstone building is. That's why we have to fight for it.
Tenemos que detener a estas industrias, a los inversionistas de bienes y raíces, de poder apoderarse de este edificio, de quitarnos nuestras tradiciones y nuestras culturas. Por eso estamos haciendo esto.
Nosotros venceremos.
Roberto Hernandez, co-founder of Our Mission No Eviction, member organization of the Latino Task Force.
Buenos días. Que viva la misión.
I was a teenager when I first came to this building because my dad was an organizer, and he brought me here one day with a sleeping bag and my backpack. And I was here for 4 hours. And after those 4 hours with a bunch of other people working labor, we jumped on a bus. I had no idea where we were going, but we went to Toledo, California, and to go volunteer for Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta for the whole summer. And this building, to me, has a lot of significance in my heart because this building has supported the United Farm Workers.
Yo estaba todavía pequeño cuando vine a este edificio junto con mi papá, quien era un organizador laboral, y traje mi mochila y una cama para dormir, y estuvimos aquí un par de horas con otras personas, y después de eso nos subimos a un autobús para ir a Delano, para ser voluntarios por el verano, para Dolores Huerta y César Chávez.
So this building has been an organizing building for the United Farm Workers and for farm workers. You know, people gotta realize that farm workers are the hardest working people on Mother Earth.
Y este edificio ha sido sede de organizar para los United Farm Workers. Y la gente tiene que reconocer que los trabajadores agrícolas son las personas más trabajadoras en este mundo.
So throughout my years, not only have I been here for the United Farm Workers, but this building has also been La Casa, the home of many movements. Movements that has also empowered people. This is where the Mission Area Federal Credit Union was housed for many, many years. And the credit union we started because Bank of America and Wells Fargo Bank and all these major corporations refuse to lend money to people when they needed a loan, whether it be for your PG&E bill. I remember that woman that couldn't get a loan. But we're here in this building just to pay her PG&E bill. The Missionary Credit Union provided her a loan.
Y este ha sido el hogar, la casa para muchos movimientos, no solo el de los trabajadores agrícolas. Recuerdo que aquí es donde estaba el banco, el Credit Union de la misión. Y este fue formado porque Wells Fargo, Bank of America y estos otros bancos corporativos no querían dar préstamos a las personas. Así que si alguien tenía que pagar la cuenta de la electricidad de PG&E, aquí podían encontrar ayuda a través de Mission Credit Union.
And then we had Mission Community Legal Defense, which was the first organization here in the Mission District that started doing immigration work for our immigrant communities and creating a pathway for them to be able to become citizens and then register to vote.
Y también fue el hogar de Mission Legal Services, el primer lugar que comenzó a ayudar legalmente a personas recién llegadas, inmigrantes, para que pudieran encaminarse a ser ciudadanos y en el futuro poder votar.
We have had enough evictions here in our community. There's been over 10,000 people that have been evicted from our community. And not only our residents and longtime natives, but we've also had businesses that have been evicted and displaced from the mission. And if you look at the nonprofit organizations, we've also lost a lot of nonprofits that were housed here in the Mission District, as well as thousands of artists that used to live here in the Mission.
Hemos tenido unas 10,000 personas que han sido desalojadas y desplazadas de aquí, de esta área. Y cuando consideramos esto incluye organizaciones sin fines de lucro, personas que son originarios de aquí, organizaciones que benefician a la comunidad, artistas, personas que han vivido aquí siempre.
And when we go back and look at what .com, remember .com? When they came here like a train wreck, if you look, remember the building on 22nd and Mission, which was the Bayview Bank. Above that, those 9 floors, all the organizations there got evicted because they rented out to BigBrother.com. And then if you look at all the other nonprofits that have been evicted. Enough is enough. We need to save this building.
Y cuando nos fijamos en el .com, las industrias.com, cuando teníamos el edificio en la 22, muchas organizaciones fueron desalojadas ahí para hacer espacio para estas compañías tecnológicas.
Save
Ya
a community
basta.
center in the North Mission. Save a community center in the North Mission. Save a community center in the North Mission. Save a community center in the North Mission. I'd like now to bring up the president of the San Francisco chapter of the Labor Council for Latin American Advancement, AFL-CIO, Jose Luis Pavón.
Good morning, everybody. Muy buenos días. Me llamo José Luis Pavón, y soy presidente de LACLA, el Concilio Laboral, por los latinos abajo del Concilio AFL-CIO, el Concilio Laboral de San Francisco y Nacional. I am the president of the San Francisco chapter of LACLA, Labor Council for Latin American Advancement, which is the subcommittee, Latino subcommittee of the local labor council and nationally. I grew up here. I grew up coming here to this building when I was just a young, hot-headed teenager organizing students at Mission High. Yo fui crecido aquí en este barrio. Yo venía, aquí nos abrieron las puertas cuando yo estaba organizando estudiantes, cuando yo estaba bien chavito hace muchos años, cuando tenía 15 años estaba organizando estudiantes aquí en la Mission High, aquí a la vuelta. I want to make an important historical point. San Francisco is famous for the gold rush, right? We venerate the gold. Hay un punto muy importante histórico que San Francisco es muy famoso por el oro que se excavó aquí, ¿no? But where did the gold come from? The gold belonged to the Native Americans. They could take the gold and build a gold rush because there was genocide in California against the Native Americans. ¿De quién era el oro? El oro le pertenece a los indígenas de California. Pudieron robar el oro de los indígenas. ¿Por qué? Porque hubo un genocidio aquí en California, ¿no? Y aquí cerquita es donde existía la misión de San Francisco, donde había esclavitud de los indígenas. Right by this site is where the mission existed, where the native people were enslaved. I think that's an ugly history. It should not be sugarcoated. Esa es una historia oscura, horrible, que no se debe de pintar bonito, ¿no? Pero les voy a hablar de una historia que sí es bonita. En este edificio existía el movimiento laboral que peleó por la riqueza que le pertenece a los trabajadores de San Francisco. In this building, the labor movement built a long-term movement to fight for the wealth that belongs to the workers. We took the money back, our money. And that has to be a central point of California history that is venerated, that is uplifted. This should become some form of national monument. The labor unions, esto se debe volver alguna forma de monumento nacional que está preservado como la historia central de California, porque aquí se pelearon luchas sangronas. There was bloody battles here. And the labor movement, as was mentioned before by Carl and other respected elders here, the labor movement fought during the longshoreman struggle in 1934. And right after that, in 1935, we contributed to winning the National Labor Relations Act, which made it legal to form a union. Nosotros, el movimiento laboral de San Francisco, los longshoremen, los trabajadores del puerto, pelearon en 1934 y en 1935 se ganó una ley nacional que volvió a los sindicatos legales. National Labor Relations Act, in 1935. So, hay una gran historia aquí. Tenemos que pelear, tenemos que apoyar a defender este edificio. Muchísimas gracias. ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede!
Saving our event space. We're gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
In the Redstone, as community space, we are part of the Alliance for Social and Economic Justice, and we're part of the suite on the 3rd floor in the Redstone. Our space in the Redstone, the Crossroads Women's Center, is home to a number of long-standing women's groups who have been advocating with grassroots women for decades in the Bay Area. We oppose and we campaign against women's poverty for recognition and payment for the unwaged caring work that women do. Oh,
Finish that.
sorry. Work that is essential to human society but remains hidden and undervalued.
Nosotras somos parte de la Alianza Pro Justicia Económica y Laboral. Estamos en el 3er piso, en una suite, donde tenemos una agrupación de mujeres que pelean por el reconocimiento, por el trabajo que muchas veces se ve escondido, el trabajo de cuidar, de mantener a nuestros hogares, de cuidar de nuestros hogares. Y es algo que es necesario para la humanidad poder continuar.
We are workers too. We are part of the labor movement, and that's not often recognized.
Nosotras somos trabajadoras también, somos parte del movimiento laboral y esto no siempre se reconoce.
I'm a mother and a grandmother, and I know that work firsthand. Believe me, it is hard work, and we want that work counted and valued.
Yo soy mamá y soy abuela y créame que es trabajo difícil y yo quiero que se valorice y se reconozca ese trabajo.
Okay, I've lived in the mission for over 30 years and see the devastating impact of gentrification. Increasing poverty, homelessness, more sex workers, vendors, and others trying to make a living on the streets. More police crackdowns. Okay. Criminalization of poverty, and people of color bear the brunt of it all.
Yo he sido una residente de la misión por más de 30 años y he visto cómo el aburguesamiento ha desplazado y ha empobrecido a las personas que han vivido aquí por mucho tiempo. He visto más personas sin techo, más trabajadores sexuales y vendedores que están tratando de sobrevivir y a la vez se ven criminalizados por la policía. Y lamentablemente personas de color y personas pobres son los que más se ven afectados.
We need this event space in the Redstone more than ever, where we can come together, have music and film events, make our voices heard, share our struggles with each other and how we're fighting back, and build community. Yes to event space in the Redstone. No to gentrification.
Necesitamos este espacio para poder compartir nuestras dificultades y batallas y hablar sobre cómo estamos peleando contra esto. Necesitamos este espacio para mantenerlo abierto a la comunidad, para música, para película, para artes. Así que no al aburguesamiento y sí a tener espacio comunitario en el Redstone.
Thank you.
On in the labor movement right now. There's more strikes now than any time in our history. The auto workers are on strike. The writers are on strike. SAG-AFTRA is on strike. And more people are getting up to stand up for their rights. The Teamsters had a big rally this Tuesday, and they're talking about brainless trucks. We've got brainless cars driving around San Francisco, and there was a protest. But we all have to stick together. We have to ask our politicians, are you going to stand with the Redstone building? And which side are you on? Well, hello, fellow workers. Good news to you I'll tell. of how the Redstone building has come in here to dwell. Tell me, which side are you on? Sing it now. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? My father was a worker, and I'm a worker's son, and we'll stick with the Redstone until this battle's won. Tell me, which side are you on? 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 My mother was a worker, and I'm a worker's daughter, and we'll stick with the Redstone side of hell and high water. Tell me, which side are you? Sing it out now. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Oh, workers, can you stand it, or will you take a stand? Will you be with the Redstone and take the workers' stand? Tell me, which side are you on? 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 They say in San Francisco County there are no neutrals here. You'll either stand with the Redstone or you better get out of here. Which side are you on? 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 Well, oh, fellow workers, good news to you I'll tell of how the mighty Redstone building coming here to dwell. Save the Redstone, which side are you on? Save the Redstone, which side are you on? Save the Redstone, which side are you? Save the Redstone, which side are you on?
And a number of its affiliate unions. Several of the building trades unions were involved in the construction of the new temple. In 1961, after the Construction Trades Council's temple at 14th Street and Guerrero burned down, they moved into the Labor Temple, thus strengthening the relationship between the Labor Council and the Construction Trades Council.
En 1914, el Día del Trabajo, los miembros del sindicato se reunieron en la calle 16 y Cap, aquí en esta esquina, para la dedicación del Templo de Trabajo de San Francisco y para colocar una piedra angular cerca de la entrada del conmemorador para conmemorar este evento trascendental. Los primeros inquilinos del Templo Laboral de San Francisco incluyeron el Consejo Laboral de San Francisco y varios de sus sindicatos. Varios de los sindicatos de la construcción participaron en la propia construcción del templo nuevo en 1961, después de que se incendiara el edificio de la construcción en la calle 14 y Guerrero. Se mudaron al templo laboral, fortalecido así la relación entre el Consejo Laboral y el Consejo de Oficios de Construcción.
As unions grew, they began to move into their own offices, and the Labor Council sold the temple in 1968. In 1971, it again was sold, and in carrying on the tradition of labor activism, the new owner dedicated the building to employment services for the Mission District's Latino community. Since that time, the Redstone Labor Temple has always housed and continues to house organizations who fight tirelessly for social and economic justice through organizing and direct action.
A medida que crecía, los sindicatos comenzaron a mudarse a sus propias oficinas y el Consejo Laboral vendió el templo en el 68. En el 71 se vendió nuevamente y siguió con la tradición de activismo laboral. El nuevo propietario dedicó el edificio a los servicios de empleo para la comunidad latina en el distrito de la Misión.
If we stand united, we shall not be moved like a tree that's standing by the water. We shall not be moved.
We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved, just like the picket that's standing on the picket line. We shall not be, save the Redstone, Save the Redstone, we shall not be moved. Save the Redstone, we shall not be moved. Just like the picket that's standing on a picket line, we shall not be moved. No, 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 not be moved. No, no, we shall not be moved, just like the picket that's standing on the picket line. We shall not be moved.